Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So we've got a new Dragon Age game coming out called the Veilguard, and as much as I'm not excited about that title, it reminds me of that scene in the Social Network movie where he says, we should drop the, just Facebook. It's cleaner. I'm still excited for it. Since they announced it and called it Dreadwolf, I've been wanting to play this game. It's a continuation of the Dragon Age series. As long as it's not a terrible mobile tie-in, I'm pretty much in line. Whether it's day one or week one, let them finish their patches, whatever. A lot of us hold Dragon Age in our hearts, as a fond memory. The first game was excellent. The writing was really good. Your choices had real impact and weight. I want to say that was the first game that ever allowed me to move a save file into the sequel, which was really cool. The choices that you made continued over into the narrative, which awesome in my opinion. More games should do that. One thing that a lot of people remember about Dragon Age was this was romanceable NPCs. So it was the first time a lot of us experienced that in a game where they let us choose different people and who you wanted to be with. This is a point of contention in Veilguard. This was brought to my attention. It was put in my feed because the Gunnergate general himself, Mark Kearns Grums, said that this is the gayest Dragon Age ever. That every character in the game is queer, which is a weird way to put it. And I decided to look into that a little more. And what he means by this is, regardless of how you build your character, you can romance any of the romanceable NPCs. You might say this makes every romanceable NPC bisexual or pansexual. Back in the day, we would call this player sexual. It doesn't matter what you did in the character creation screen. And especially in a game like Dragon Age, I would say this is more prevalent because you can make humans or dwarves or elves or, Inquisition lets you be a Canary, which I'm sure you'll be able to do in Veilguard. You can romance anybody. Of course, this wasn't always the case in Dragon Age. 2 introduced a character called Cole, and he was a spirit that invaded this elf, and he could not be romanced. Now, that makes a lot of sense to me because he's a spirit, he's kind of above all of that, but you could press that issue as your character. You can ask him to be romanced, regardless of if you're male or female, and he would give you the same answer. So the buttons are there for you to press. That's one thing that really strikes me as odd with complaining that all the characters are gay in this. The Doom account a while back, this tweet has been burned into my memory. You're the one pressing the buttons. If the characters are gay, that's because you did gay things with them. And there's no issue with that. It's an open-ended RPG. I can understand, as a writer, why you would want to hold restrictions on what your characters do. As a video game creator, it almost adds a sense of replayability to your game, so you can see more options as you play with different characters. But you look at a game like Baldur's Gate, which the only real difference is going to be how, I guess, your character race and how characters interact with you. You could romance anybody in that game, regardless of who your character was. People have thousands of hours into that. So I don't really see that as a longevity issue. But again, as a writer, you can write your characters however you choose to. That's fine. If you want to make them straight, if you want to make them strictly gay, go for it. But if you're saying that being able to romance anybody you want makes the game gay, I think that means you want to do gay things and you feel weird about it, like you have an internal conflict going on. Like the Doom account said, you're the one who's pressing the buttons. Press them the way you'd like. You'll enjoy the game a lot more. Or, press them the way you don't like. Play a run of choices you would never make and see how it makes you feel. A lot of the times, movies and books and stories can teach you about yourself. You can see characters doing things that you might say you would never do in real life, but then you see it happen and you see the reactions of people around them, and maybe it changes your mind. Maybe it helps you explore some possibilities. That's neither here nor there. I'm excited for the game when it comes out. I love the Dragon Age series, and, I guess until we see more news about it, until we actually get the chance to play it, Y'all try to have a good day.